Yeah, how you doing out there? My name's Steve Vujacinovich. I'm a member of the Opportunity Construction team. Happy to be a member of the Opportunity Construction team, and what a great opportunity it was. I'm a felon. I have a felony on my record.
But you're not a felon though, right?
Not currently.
Yeah.
It's 20 years old or whatever, but it's still there, you know what I mean? So I was currently on Dauphin County probation for DUI when I got this job. You know, and I just was looking for opportunity, and what a better place than Opportunity Construction. It's a very career-oriented job. It's great because the atmosphere is very positive. The people enjoy working for Carl and Opportunity Construction because we're treated as individuals and humans, not as just a number, employee ID number.
Talk about that a little bit,
Yeah,
Steve. Talk about the culture.
Yeah,
I mean, what's it like working with your co-workers?
Multicultural. I'm Serbian. There's white people, black people, Hispanic. You know, everybody gets along. One thing for sure, two things for certain. We take pride in what we do, and we are very professional with the work that we do. It is a serious job. It's one of the highest rates for injury is doing flagging. And you always have to be on point and looking both ways, checking for traffic. Because drivers get ornery out there. You know what I mean? They'll zip around and cause a lot of problems.
Talk about that. You feel as though you've been trained to that level where you can handle that?
Yes, the training was very good. It's just basically it's just about paying attention, your hand signals, communication with your coworkers that's on the job with you, and it's a serious job. It's a very serious job, and you have to take it serious. And like I said, one thing that we all pride ourselves on is it's kind of like a family atmosphere. Everybody's close. I can honestly say I haven't been on a job where there was any negativity. You know what I mean? It was a very positive work atmosphere, which is a big plus, because I don't know about anybody else, but I've worked in jobs where, it was a negative atmosphere, and it makes you not even want to go to work, so that's another plus, like I said, being a former felon and having some misdemeanors, DUIs and stuff, and to get a job like this where
talk about that a little bit. Has it been tough?
Yeah, for me personally, it has been tough for a job and to find career-oriented jobs. Not your McDonald's and all that. Not that I'm above working at a place like that. By the grace of God, I'm humble enough to take those kind of jobs. But let's face it, I'm early 40s. I have children. I have grandchildren. I need something a little bit better than McDonald's. And like I said, with working with Opportunity Construction, it's just that, an opportunity of a lifetime, and there's a lot of people, like I said, including myself, that's all they're looking for is an opportunity, a chance, a break in life. Nobody wants to go back to that penitentiary, you know what I mean? But when people don't want to give you jobs, or they only want to give you minimum wage jobs, and you have a family, how do you support your family making minimum wage? We're in a day and time now where it's extremely tough, and we get paid well here at Opportunity Construction for our time.
So what's next for you, Steve?
Me personally, I just want to stay part of the Opportunity Construction family, help it grow, be a positive worker and employee for him.
How about room for growth? Let's talk about that. Room for growth in the company and outside the company. Anything happening along those lines?
Well, yeah, there's room for growth. I could become a job foreman, a site foreman, on a job. Networking, meeting other people, get into me personally, I'm looking to start my own business in 2018. So it's a lot of great things. The biggest thing for me though is the positivity. I can't stress enough how important that is, to go to a job that you don't mind, that you like going to work, and you're around positive people, and it's just like I said, it's a win-win situation, cool. And we all take great pride in the name Opportunity Construction. We're out there doing the best we can every day, not only for call but for ourselves, you know what I mean? And we know that the best advertisement is word of mouth. So when we're doing a good job and very professional, then they spread the word, say, hey, you know, these new guys, Opportunity Construction, they're really doing a great job. They show up, they're early on the job, they make sure that the job's complete and you know, complete and done safely before they leave. Double check with the construction foreman, make sure they don't need anything else before we leave. And you know, from what I understand from the contractors, they really like our work, and we're doing good work.
Real good, Steve. Thanks for that. Hey, Steve, anybody you want to shout out while you got a chance? Anything you want to say in closing?
I just want to say, man, listen, it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. One thing you do have to understand, though, is, you know, if you're a new hire, work might be slow at first right now, but it's so worth hanging in there, you know. And I was in the union before, so I'm a little bit familiar on how that works, and I understood that. And when me and Carl talked, I said, look, he told me, he said, you know, one of the newer hires, it's going to take a little while till, you know, I can get you in there, this, that, and the third. And I said, no problem. I said, because I'm used to like how the union works. When the jobs come up, you take the first however many people, and then the next job, and, you know, so on and so forth. But at least this job is worth, you know, trying to find, if you have to, a part-time job to work in between. You know, it's worth the wait. It's worth the, you know, the whatever. I don't know what's the right word to use, but it's worth it. You know,
it's worth it. That's good. Thanks, Steve.
No problem. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity, Coach.